Hey, and welcome to our new podcast,
Poppin' Pop,
where we discuss all things pop culture and drink some sodas. So, what are your guys' sodas and your beverages of choice today?
I have a Diet Coke, which, I mean, hot take. Everybody, hates, Diet Coke, but, I like the taste of some aspartame. You know what I mean? I think it adds a little bit of special flavor to it. I don't know. Hot take. I like it.
No, that's real. I have Sprite today, which is classic. Always my favorite, so.
Well, I have my favorite today. I have Dr. Pepper. So
That's real. I love Dr. Pepper.
I love Dr. Pepper.
I think most teenage girls would agree that Dr. Pepper's
I think most of them would too.
All right, let's jump into our first segment, which... Has anybody seen the new Hunger Games movie?
Yes.
I haven't. Okay, well, Miranda, you've seen it.
Oh, okay, yeah. I read the book when it first came out, but the movie, it was so good. And they casted the perfect actors for it and everything. Rachel Zegler and Tom Blythe, they were amazing at Rachel Zegler is such an amazing singer, which was perfect for this role. And I feel like she really encapsulated it well. And then Tom Blythe, he's just Tom Blythe. So I have no complaints.
You know who's I've been thinking about, and I know a lot of people have too, is Josh Hutcherson.
Can we please talk about the Josh Hutcherson era and how that's happening?
The return he's making right now.
He keeps resurfacing every 10 years and then dips off the face of the earth. It's crazy.
You know where he probably is? He's probably in the center of the earth because that was one of his resurfaces, journey to the center of the earth.
I love that movie.
That was crazy. That was 10 years ago, right?
Is it a movie?
Something like that, yeah.
Sorry, I did not make that.
It was just a little joke.
But yeah, it's so funny because I'm sure even though he's not in the new Hunger Games movie, I'm sure it's doing great for his publicity.
Oh, yeah.
And FNAF just came out. I don't know. I think a little bit of help. A little bit of help comes from that infamous edit that's my scouring over the internet.
I never want that trend to die. I know some people hate it. I'm you guys are just haters because why would you be complaining about Josh Hutcherson showing up on your For You page?
No, literally. I know that I've sent Miranda hundreds, so many of those edits.
I sent so many to so many people. It's amazing. I was just looking at his movies, whatever. He's also going to be in another movie in 2024, so I'm excited to see what that's going to be about.
What is it?
I can look it up right now. It's something with a bee, I think.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I heard about that. Yeah.
I hope he's making a permanent return because I would love for him to become a really big actor. Obviously everyone knows him from the Hunger Games. I want him to
find out what that movie is.
Oh yeah, The Beekeeper.
There we go. Okay.
You know what I've been wondering about? Trisha Paytas' new baby.
Okay, that's interesting because Trisha Paytas has a podcast, ironically enough.
Oh.
And it seems like she's, for those who don't know, Trisha Paytas she's a celebrity, I guess. A micro celebrity, maybe. I mean, she's pretty famous, I guess. But
she is.
The biggest thing is most celebrities have their thing. Taylor Swift, she's a musician. Josh Hutcherson, he's an actor. Trisha Paytas, her thing. Does she have a thing? I think her thing is to be controversial. I think that's her thing.
Yeah.
But anyways, she announced her new baby, which congratulations, I guess. I don't really know because she had a baby a little bit ago.
When the queen died.
Yeah, and everybody was saying that her baby is the reincarnation of the queen.
That was crazy.
That's really funny.
Her name is Malibu Barbie or something.
Oh, okay,
and then there's a new baby. They don't know the they haven't announced the gender, I don't think.
The name out?
I don't think so. Her name's Ken. Malibu Ken. I think there's too much going on for right now.
Yeah, I frankly did not know who she was till the whole queen dying and her kid being born thing, to be completely honest.
It was her rise to fame.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of Taylor Swift though, going back to that, her movie came out, right? I never got to see it. I really wanted to.
Either.
Taylor Swift as a whole, whether you're a hater or fan or a Swiftie, I think she's definitely been, and I think recently, just this week, she was voted on Time's Person of the Year.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that makes sense. If you choose not to like her, that's fine. I think that she did kind of deserve, she's had 2 albums come out this year. I mean, she re-released them, and the movie and the Eras Tour has done so well. And she's a billionaire now too. It's amazing. I would love to learn like how her marketing and how all of that stuff works. It's just so interesting because I just don't understand how it's possible, you know?
Yeah, like even if you don't like her, you have to admit like she's very successful with what
absolutely.
like what she's done, and like the influence she's had on like the entire world is like so big. So it's like even if you don't like her music, like you have to realize like she is such a big and influential person, and she's done amazing with what she's had.
And then also, and then the other thing, speaking of marketing, I would love to hear your thoughts. I know this is kind of old, but what are your thoughts on the Travis Kelce relationship? Do you think that it's real? Or
I do think that it's real. I feel like there were signs about it before they like officially said something. I mean, I definitely think it is helping the publicity. Like NFL is all over Taylor Swift right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like, I think it's real. But I'm just
I'm trying to find out.
I want love for her.
No, I know. I read an article that was like, I don't remember what the exact numbers are. I'll find out. But it was like Travis Kelce jersey purchases went up like 400% or something like that.
You literally can't find a jersey.
I mean, and it makes sense. I don't know. And also, like, how did they meet? Like, how did that happen? I
feel like this is a lot more public than her last relationship, which like I didn't know that much about, but like it's hard not to know about like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. It's like
it's everywhere.
It's so big. Yeah.
And I think also a big part of it too, even if we are saying it is a marketing thing, the relationship benefits both, I would say, feminine and masculine interests, because football versus teen pop girl music, you know, they're like very different from each other, but they're both making money. So I mean, hey,
I know it has angered like kind of some football fans though, like they've had some things to say about it, but it's like at the same time, like it's not hurting you guys at all. Like it's helping the team, it's helping the publicity. Like
stop being a baby.
To put it nicely.
I just feel like I hate when people complain about celebrities' relationships because, like, yeah, they're celebrities, but like it's also their personal life,
right?
And also, maybe you're just jealous. I want to be famous.
Like, yeah,
I want to be.
Actually, I don't want to. I'm going to be famous.
I would actually love to be dating a famous football player.
Right.
Okay. Well, while we're on the subject of like teen girl pop, can we talk about like Barbie Oppenheimer?
Okay, yeah, that's really interesting. A new interview came out from Variety. It's 45 minutes long.
Oh my gosh.
I started it, haven't finished it. That seems to be a recurring theme. I keep talking about these movies and I'm like, I want to, but I can't. But I started it. I'm like probably 20 minutes in. It's really interesting, actually. I'm a huge fan of Margot Robbie and her work, as well as Cillian Murphy too. It was really interesting because the movie talks a lot about how Margot produced Barbie rather than like her acting abilities, which is really interesting. I find that interesting because I would like to be a film and TV producer. That's my future occupation. That's what I'm going for college. I don't know. It was a really interesting interview, so highly recommend you guys watch it.
I feel like definitely with Barbie, because I haven't seen Oppenheimer, but like both of them, again, like with the marketing, they kind of helped each other out because it was like, oh, it's Barbenheimer. Like it wasn't just one or the other.
Apparently,
so it's like,
it was Killian's team who actually reached out and were like, hey, we need to do this interview. But what's also really interesting is it's been 6 months since the movies have released. So I don't know if that's because of the writer's strike or what, but which that is just a whole other subject within itself. I mean, it's kind of interesting because, I mean, a lot of movies have come out, but one of the things with it is that none of the actors can talk about their movies or what's releasing, which is wild. I mean, they're doing well, so.
I know, like, about the publicity thing where they couldn't talk about it. There was this, I think it was an interview or a skit that Timothée Chalamet did where he would just after the writer's strike got called off, he was promoting Wonka.
Oh yeah, it was on SNL.
Oh yeah, SNL. I was like, where was that thing?
Their marketing is crazy. I went to IHOP yesterday, and they have Wonka milkshakes, Wonka pancakes, Wonka hot chocolate, Wonka French toast sticks, all of these things. Which
try that out.
I think that is just how many Willy Wonka movies are we gonna make?
That's actually real.
I think there's a lot. Don't get me wrong. I love I love Timothée Chalamet. I love Johnny Depp. I think he did a really interesting. They're so different. I think it's really hard to compare the original versus the latest one with Johnny Depp. They're so different, and I think Johnny put almost I'm scary, almost like a horror thriller spin on it, which I thought was really interesting. So I really am interested to see how this is going to play out. The trailer seems a little odd with the quiet up and listen down.
I was like, okay.
I feel like it seems very reminiscent of the actual Willy Wonka story, where it's very childish, very upbeat and playful. and less like
yeah,
how, like,
I just, don't get me wrong, I love Timothy. I just think they could have gone for a different casting choice. I don't, as much as he's very talented, I don't know. I need to say that before I can officially make that comment.
Yeah, I need to see.
I'm just curious why they chose IHOP. Like,
I don't know.
What was the thought process behind like, hey, let's go.
I mean, I had a bite of my sister's pancakes. It was magical. I'll tell you that much.
That's why I have to hit that up.
Yeah. They have this like ginormous, it's a sparkly pink milkshake. Speaking of pink, the Mean Girls movie is supposed to come out, I think, in January. It's a movie musical.
Which I feel like they have not been advertising it that way.
They're really slacking on their marketing game there.
And I feel like people are going to be like really surprised when they realize like, hey, this is a musical, because literally in the trailer, like there's no mention of it. They use Olivia Rodrigo's song, which it's not even part of the musical.
Love Olivia.
Yeah,
what are you doing here?
But like literally, there's so many good songs in that musical. Use one of them. Like literally, the only way you could like see that that's a musical is the little music note symbol in the A, which is like it's such a small detail, but none of them are advertising it as like a movie musical, which I'm like, that's not a smart marketing choice, I don't think.
I know, and everyone's hating on the costumes too. Like they look like Shein clothes.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
So cheap.
I agree with that 100%.
And like, I'm all for like girl power and like feminism, but this is Mean Girls. Like that's the whole point of the plot, is like that these girls are mean and that they're catty.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be like,
they're not supposed to be these, like
supportive,
nice,
like oh my gosh, you're amazing, girl power. No, they literally talk behind each other's back. Like that's the whole plot. They're all mean girls. Like don't try to change that. Like that's my thing, is like if you're gonna recreate such a classic amazing movie, don't change it. Like people like it for what it is.
And then it's also really interesting timing too, because wasn't there a Mean Girls reunion too with the original cast members? I don't know if that was just, I know I saw a bunch of Walmart commercials with the music, and they were
part of the trailer. So
I don't know if, I also saw like there was a movie poster, so I don't know if they're making like a documentary. I don't know. I'm really confused with it. I think the timing was just all wrong with it.
Yeah, we'll see though. I feel like I'll have to see it.
We've had a lot of good movies this year and a lot of interesting ones coming our way.
Yeah.
So
I feel like this year it just like it's been really great for like the film.
Yeah, I feel like this year compared to the last few years has been really successful.
Yeah, and I think the pandemic really had a strong impact.
Like they're kind of trying
on that.
They're starting to get back on their feet and everything now, which that's good. Like there's been a lot of really good movies come out.
Okay,
all right, guys. Thank you so much for joining this episode of
Poppin' Pop.
We hope that you'll join us next time to talk about some more pop culture moments.